Well, some of them on there twice. I found another one or two. Good morning. I'm going to call this meeting to order here on Wednesday, August the 10th. And Reverend Lacey, would you lead us in prayer?
Just a second, let me cut this thing off. Because it may go off. Oh, gracious Father, we come now, first of all, say thank you. Thank you again for another day, another opportunity. Thank you again for this beautiful country, this county, this nation that we live in. Oh God, we praying for what we do today here on this election for Madison County. We ask that you be in the midst of it, that whatever we do, God, that you can get some glory, and we're doing it for the people of Madison County. This we do ask. We ask you to bless each and every one of us on this particular commission, that we'll go and try to do the best that we can that we're supposed to do for this particular election commission. We ask it all right now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You have in your packet the minutes from our July meeting. They were circulated earlier. And does anyone have any additions or corrections?
No.
Move that the minutes be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, Miss Anita.
Yes, ma'am. I handed you the VR001 report.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I see that there's 290 voter counts on it that moved within Madison. Did you say you had some questions on it?
Right, I think it was perhaps some had two moves. You know, they moved from one location to the other, and then they had something else updated because some names do appear there twice.
Yes.
So it may be just a slightly lower number.
Okay. I'll check it whenever I get back to the office.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I really do not have any updates. I have had a few people come in and ask about qualifying for school board, mostly for second district, but I've not had anybody to qualify as of yet or bring their 50 names in.
Okay.
Other than that, I do not have anything.
What's the deadline that they have, September?
September the 9th, I believe.
Okay, I knew it was sometime in September, thank you, okay. All right. Okay, then we're down now to our purges by district, and we have District 1,
30,
District 2,
15.
District 3, 37, District 4,
10.
District 5.
33.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
I heard Mr. Lacey first, and Lauren, you the second.
Okay.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Inactives. We have District 1,
147,
District 2,
225.
District 3, 186, District 4,
86.
District 5.
67.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right.
Second.
Lauren and Mr. Lacey.
all right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Now we're down to old business, and Anita was going to speak to it first,
Sure.
please.
Okay. Commissioner Dickinson, I know that you had given me this red flag for non-conforming equipment. And I've been kind of mulling it over a little bit. And I could see where using it would be a good thing for the ES&S techs. But as for the poll workers, I don't know that it would be something that would be beneficial for them. And let me explain to you how that kind of works. When say on election day, a poll worker calls in that a piece of equipment's not working. I'll send a tech out there. They'll go out there because the poll worker really doesn't know, it could be that they haven't plugged in the machine.
Correct.
Or that a piece of paper has jammed in it. The tech will go out there and they'll fix it there on the spot. That happens about 99% of the time. Okay, if in fact that the machine is not working, the tech will bring it back to me there on the spot. They don't leave it there. That's why I don't feel like this would work there, okay? They'll bring it back to me. That's where I feel like this would be something good that the tech could use, because that way the tech will eventually come back out after the election, in between the election and the next election, and then they will either repair it there on site, or they pack it up and send it off to be repaired. But a lot of times the tech will repair it, and about 95% of the time they can repair it there on site. That's where I feel like this would work for the tech.
I have a question for you, Anita. Let's just say that the damage happens in transit, from our warehouse to the polling place, or vice versa. Would this be something that you would recommend using then as well? Because I think that's what brought it up, was something fell off the truck or something like that. That's where the tech brings it back, has brought it back to, matter of fact, they brought it back to me. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on that.
Yes, the tech has brought it, he's personally brought it back to me. And that's where I was telling you that the tech would put this on the machine, knowing that that's what happened.
And we did have cases where particularly the new poll books were set aside, and at the end of the day, there were signs on them saying doesn't work, which may not be true, by the way. We understand that. It may be a training issue.
I'll tell you why that doesn't work. Why it's not the machine. It is not the machine. We know what that problem is.
Yeah, and that's why there's a bracket for suitable for use on this, because then we know it's a training issue and not a thing. My main point is, if things aren't documented, they tend not to get corrected.
Well, I know exactly what the problem is on the poll. It's either poll worker problem. Right. And I know what the problem is. It's the little plug.
Yeah.
That is, and so we're working on that now.
In that case, I'll withdraw it, but I still think we need to document these instances of nonconformance and make sure that they are corrected.
And then again, I want to bring to y'all's attention that I am the custodian of that equipment.
Right.
And I handle those issues.
Okay.
So,
All right, I'll withdraw it.
thank you.
Is there other old business? Okay, let's move along now to new business. Item A is to approve removing Joanne Coate from the permanent absentee list. That comes in a form of a motion from Dan.
Yeah, Joanne was a dear friend of mine, wonderful Christian lady, took voting very seriously. I hate that you lose her, but I guess I have to make a motion to remove her from the list.
Okay.
Seconded.
All right, all in favor? Aye. And then we have some additions to the list that people have sent in the paperwork signed by the doctors and so forth. And there's two voters in District 1. Is that comes in the motion from Helen? Okay. And is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, and then there are two for my district, and I make that motion, and is there a second?
Second.
I heard Mr. Lacy second it first.
I can't keep up with y'all.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, so we're taking off and putting on, but it is a great asset to our voters to be able to do this, and it's additional work for our circuit clerk, but it's certainly appreciated by these voters, and so I think it's a good move. It's not really new business, but I wanted to mention, and I've got a note on our office door, that open enrollment will be this coming next week on the 16th and 17th here in this room. And if you need to make any changes to your benefits or coverage, then that's the time to do it. So I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
What were those dates again, Pat?
The 16th and 17th, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And there will be representatives here from the different things that are able to sign up for if you want different things. Oh, okay, well, mandatory because we're getting new employee handbooks. I had not heard that.
Okay, well, I need those dates too.
It's on that form there at the very top in the right-hand corner up there.
It does say mandatory, and I just copied it and looked right over it. Thank you, Dwayne. So pick one of those 2 days and one of those times to,
Never knew we had an old employee handbook.
I have a question on that. If we want to be able to look at the materials first and maybe discuss with our family members, can we obtain those from Human Resources?
I think she'd be a great contact. I really don't know the answer to that, but
Okay.
call Loretta,
I do.
Mr. Lacy.
You have to come on that Monday, bring it back on that Tuesday, all open enrollments. I do them at the prisons. You don't have a choice. You have to do it those dates.
We can't look at materials beforehand?
Come that Monday and
Figures.
receive it. You'll be back that Tuesday or whatever the dates are, whatever these dates are.
16th and 17th.
16th and 17th. If you come on that Monday, you can receive the information. You can bring it back on the 17th. That's all you got.
I like that prison analogy. Very good.
It's a Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. Come on that Tuesday, you can receive it. That Wednesday, you have to bring it back. That's it.
Okay. Now we're down to our attorney.
Sure. Well, you know, we've got as Clerk Ray pointed out, the school board qualifying process, so we'll look for that. You know, I'm sure they'll file it right at the deadline, but we'll get an email out and y'all can follow up on that so they can get on the ballot. And then we're getting pretty close to, you know, the general elections. I'm thinking about it, right? September is 60 days out, so that activates ballots and things like that. And so it'll be exciting. So anyway, we'll be in touch on that before the next meeting. Here's my invoice for last month, pretty light. So there's two.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I move that we pay Spence.
Second.
Who did it first?
Lauren,
I can't keep, yeah. And who seconded it?
Lacy. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right, now we're down to comments from the commissioners. District 1.
Do you have me to-
Yeah.
We have set a date for the managers only training, and it will be September the 15th. We have the morning and the afternoon, and we're asking, please, only managers. No poll workers, just the managers.
And in fact, we're contacting those managers individually. And so if you receive a phone call, that's how you will know that you're included and who is supposed to be coming.
And what are those times on the 15th?
9 to 11, registration at 8:30. and 6 to 8, registration at 5:30.
Okay. And are they required to attend both sessions or
Just
just
one.
one? Okay.
Just one.
Is it here?
No, it's going to be at the multipurpose building out here west of town. Mr. Lacy was already able to schedule it there, so I think that will work for our crowd best. And I have put a sheet on your desk that you may work with. We're anticipating you'd have one from each of your precincts, and so I added to yours and to Mr. Lacy's list because you've got more precincts than we do. So that's on there if you care to use it as a worksheet. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All
Thank you.
right. District 2.
So when this commission, as we are now the people here serving, came into being in January of 2021, that was the same time that Secretary of State Michael Watson took office, and he started posting on his website the registered active voter counts for each county. And I just wanted to bring something to everyone's attention, just because it's something that we as a body should be very proud of. In January of 2021, the estimated voter age population for Madison County was 75,113. We had 76,218 voters registered at that time, which is a percentage of 101.47, which is well over what we should be. And the latest voter count that was posted on his website was May of 2022. The estimated voter population based on the census data from 2020 was 77,025 citizens, and we had registered 74,138. So we have cleaned up our voter rolls. We are now at a registered percentage of 96.25. And as a body, I just want to say how awesome that is and how proud I am of the work that we have done in the past year and a half.
I think so too. And we have been very diligent and busy working on that. So thank you, Lauren. District 3, I don't have any other comments. District 4.
The Secretary of State's office has rolled out a new program for training poll managers electronically. It's called Veluti. I took it for a test drive this week. I think it's very, very well put together. It's done in simple terms, but it gives us the comprehensive overview that our people have really been looking for. It's going to be interesting to figure out how we spin this out to people so they get exposed to it. But I want to commend the Secretary of State's office for putting together such a useful tool for us. Should help us a lot.
Well, just mentioning that, though, they are asking that each manager participate in this class. And so we're trying to reach out to our managers, and I thought I would do it perhaps at the same time I enlist them to come to the training, to also provide them the information of how to log in, or I may do it the day of the training on the the 2 different times. I haven't made up my mind yet, but
Like when they sign in, provide them with their login information.
yes.
I think
And
that's a
I
good
think
idea.
perhaps the training right off the top is going to be the easiest way to provide that to them, because I need to put something in their hand. So anyway, that's something that I think will be very beneficial. I also have looked at it, and there's a little test at the end that you can take to see how you've done. And so it's really interactive, and so I think it's fun. So,
I have a question on that. Not just our poll managers, we've set that date. Have we set or discussed the dates yet for just the regular poll worker training? Okay.
Not yet.
I have thrown some dates around, but we don't have anything locked in yet.
Okay.
We could, let's all come back with a list next month and get
Okay.
it hard fast if we can. Or if we get something set up before then, we can all reach out to one another.
I think, Leroy, you got comments on that?
What are my comments? I forgot.
Oh, about the training, anything you want to say about the training?
Remind me what I said.
New?
For new people
Oh, yeah.
that have not had training previously this calendar year.
Yeah, I think after you do the managers, your main concern should be new people that we're going to put on then different than the primary, because these people has not been exposed to anything that we are doing now. So I think they ought to be the first one in line to do a training on, and then we bring on the people that already has worked the primary that you choose to work for you, in my perspective, because we cannot do no 8 trainings again for people that's already been semi-trained. But the new people need to see it. And then we can go forward with people that's already been trained as well, because once they come, they're not going to sit there and be attentive as the new people. I'm telling you, you're just going to be bringing them in for hourly pay, not to really train on what we got going on. So the new people should be first training, a morning and an evening, and then we should get the people that you choose that's already work.
I think that's an excellent point, Leroy.
Because I don't think they really don't have to come by law.
Correct.
But the ideal of it is we still want to bring them in, but we don't need no more than about 4 to 5 trainings and to get through with this.
Yeah. And the people who've already done this several times are probably better suited to determine whether they need to actually come for that training. We shouldn't make it mandatory. For the new people, it must be mandatory. And probably best to do them singled out, just like we're doing with
Yes.
managers.
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, and that's what I would kind of like to do too, is that if we could have like tablet training, I would like our managers to go ahead and assign the duties of who they're going to have working for them. All right, and so we'll have a date that tablet people come, and we'll have a date that machine people, which more than likely will be your managers. But if it's not, well, then those people need to be trained on how to open and close all the machines. And I'm hoping that this will help us have a better flow with everything on Election Day. Okay, are there any other comments?
I didn't ever make my...
I know, go ahead.
First, I want to really thank this commission for all of y'all's caring, all of the texts, all of the phone calls, and my loss at that particular time, all the prayers of comfort that you did. I thank you. And secondly, I would like this commissioner to allow me to ask Mr. Spence if he would reach out to Grace Crossing now in a letter form to ask them would they reconsider of us. I think that the initial way to reach out is by letter form on the commission's behalf and not just show up at their church. I drove by 2 or 3 times, but I wouldn't go in because I thought about it. It may be best to ask because we may not be wanted, and so we'll get our reply back, and we won't have to be bombarding them if they don't want to go any further. And I think it would be best from our legal counsel to ask them would they reconsider now that they have completed their building of allowing us to come back and explain to them why. And basically, there's a lot of people that go to that church has confronted me about coming back, but I can't say that's going to speak for the whole. They want it back there themselves. So I think if we could reach out through you, we may, and I wanted to copy the circuit clerk, Mr. Ray, needs to be a part of sharing on that particular letter because it would come better from the circuit clerk than it would me as a commission. That's my thoughts on that.
Well, and this would be the perfect time as we get ready to do any redistricting. People would be looking for things in the mail telling about where their precinct is located and so forth. It sure would be nice to be. Are you talking about having it as the precinct or as an additional?
As the precinct, I mean, I've talked to supervisor, I had talked to Mr. Sheldon before his exit, and Supervisor Griffin is all in for it, and I think it's Miss Jones,
Sheila, yeah.
Sheila. She's part of it. She was all for it as well because it brings in Miss Helen. There is no place for her to be separated out, and I've explained that to him, so it's got to be together. But if we could get the larger facility, it would take care of itself. and somehow or another with your legal experience, if you can word that in that way, it may help us to be able to contract back with them.
Pat, do we need a resolution to make that happen? Or can you just go ahead with it?
I think we can, as a board, just ask our
Yeah, you can just
council
ask them, yeah.
to
That's not
do
a
that.
voting thing then.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine. Glad, good.
yeah.
So that was one of my concerns, because I gotta do something, and I gotta do something fast.
Okay.
And that's the ideal place.
For the safety of our citizens too.
Yeah, for the safety of the voters. Deerfield, I've checked it out over and over. They think it is, but you got to go through the neighborhood. And those people ain't going to like that when all those people start going through the neighborhood to get to the polling place.
Okay.
Yeah. But the supervisors are on board with it if we can obtain it. Yeah. So I would like us to at least see that particular part going, because it would help Miss Helen and I tremendously to do that,
Okay.
if they could see into it. I don't know if the same pastor there is not, I don't know. But if we could do that. And thirdly, we're on track for our convention in Philadelphia. Everything is working smoothly, so we should be fine for that. Should be some exciting things on my way out that we are planning. This one should be a bang. So we ought to be able to do well. And fourthly, we don't have to do the test, so Ms. Helen, you don't have to worry. It doesn't matter who we sit by now.
That's right.
But hopefully this should be good. And I know y'all guys will probably be gone, but I'm not going to be, because of things that happen. I'm not going to be able to attend Denver, but we got one more training up in North Mississippi come the 23rd of this month, summer training. So all of you that's not going, that needs to go, you can go up there to North Mississippi.
Right.
If you want to send Miss Anita, Miss Teresa, you can, but it's open.
I'm going to add that the training at the Ag Museum was excellent.
That was good.
We learned a lot.
Yeah, well, the new coordinator that I have, we talked about all of this, and we changed it up that the Secretary of State do the training, not a commissioner do the training, because we all are commissioners. So therefore, we need to learn from the experts that's over the election. So we just wanted to reform it and revamp it. That's the way it was when I first came to be elected commissioner, that Secretary of State people trained.
I think Madeline and Kyle both gave us some updates, and it was really, Leroy, really, really good.
I'm glad.
And we want to thank you.
Well, we've been getting some feedback that it's been really good, but down in Collin, Mississippi, it's been good because the commissioners felt like they got more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we're just trying to get back to the basics, because everybody needs to know what to do. And y'all might not realize that a lot of commissioners don't get to do what we do up here, and that means do your own work. So they lost. So this really helped them.
Yeah.
Now that they're
Right.
getting back to use their own machines. Most folks don't know that, but I be saying that on TV, because they don't. That a lot of commissioners don't get to do their work. But anyway, all is well with ECAM, and I think we ought to have a good time coming up as we get prepared for that. This is election year for ECAM, so if any of y'all that's got a mind to want to be part of it, this is the year to consider on that particular basis. I'm out. I've been big, but I'm out. So any of y'all wants to jump in, some board or whatever, this is the time.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate your service, because I think it's great that we can have an organization that we all can participate and learn from. So I'm real proud of the progress that we've made. So thank you. If I hear no other comments or let's hear a motion about us adjourning
To
till
adjourn?
the
Second.
All right, who did the first?
Dan. All right, and so we're adjourned.
So this person has, on DPS,